Hi everyone, welcome back to Live Darts. We are here and we've got PDC official Huw Ware. Huw, thanks for joining us. Live Darts debut as well.
I know, no, that's all right. Yeah, no, I'm really excited. I've seen everyone else do it, so
Yeah.
it's nice to do it as well.
First of all, we'll touch on this weekend. Officiating gone well?
Yeah, it's been good. Yes, yeah, it's been a really good weekend. I've enjoyed some good matches. There's a lot of matches, so it's been very busy. We've done both stages. Yeah, no, it's really good. Yeah, no, good weekend.
Going to take you all the way back first of all. I'm guessing you were a darts fan before you got into officiating.
Yeah, I was a massive fan. To be fair, like when I was much younger, I was obsessed with the game. And then I started playing. Like, everything was just really addictive about it. Like I started watching, got addicted to that, got addicted to playing. Yeah, I loved it.
How did you get into officiating to start with back in the BDO days?
So what it was like? So I played for Glamorgan County Youth, and there was one game we had a friendly against the senior squad, and the caller never turned up. And they knew that I was good with numbers because if I lost, I could mark really well. So I got on stage and did. I was only supposed to do like 2 matches, but I ended up staying on like all day. And when I came off stage, the senior squad said, "We're on the lookout for a caller. Would you like to come and do it for us?" And that was when I was like 14 or 15, I think. And so I started calling for county. And then a couple of years later, when I was 17, I got a call to come and do the Wimbledon World Masters. And then from there went on to Lakeside. And I found I was going to do the Lakeside in 2012 on the second day of the World Masters. So I'd done 2 days on stage. And that's when they said to me, come and do Lakeside. So everything just went really quickly. It kind of went from here to here, with no
rate.
Exactly, yeah. Like there was no middle ground at all. Everything just came along at once.
What was that like going to Lakeside for the first time? Because it's an iconic sporting venue, not just
Yeah.
darts. It's known around that is the home of world darts.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Because the very first time I went to Lakeside was for the World Championships. So I remember second refereeing the very first game of the tournament, and I couldn't believe how loud it was because I never thought it came across that loud on TV when I used to watch it when I was a fan. But when it started, like it was just really loud because it's a very low ceiling in Lakeside. It's actually quite a big space. It's bigger than what it looks on TV, and the ceiling is low. So hey, Mike. So yeah, it was a low ceiling. So when everyone cheered, like it was like the roof just came off, and all the noise was very contained. That's why it was so noisy.
Very similar to Reds over here, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like because everyone says that Red reminds them of the Circus Tavern.
Yeah.
And that was a very similar sort of thing. Yeah.
Again, from there, obviously a great career in the BDO. When did you make the decision to leave the BDO, and was that a tough decision to make? And then, obviously, the transition from the BDO to the PDC, how did that all come around?
Yeah, it was tough to leave the BDO. And there were a few reasons why I went. I mean, one of them was because I graduated from uni. And so I needed like paid work basically because you voluntary in the BDO when you're a referee. So it just kind of made financial sense to come across to the PDC. And I was lucky, like there was an opportunity there for me. I was lucky enough to be taken as well.
And again, from there, I'm guessing it's just gone from there to there quite quickly being a PDC referee because you've got a lot more TV exposure. People know who the callers and referees are in the darting world these days.
Yeah, well, I guess because PDC darts is on television more regularly across the year. So yeah, it's because when my first year doing the PDC, I only did the 2 minors. I did the UK Open. That was my very first tournament, and then the Players. A similar sort of schedule in 2017, so I was dipping in and out. But over the last couple of years, I've become a bit more regular, and so that it's good. But it marries up with my life away from darts as well. But between this and the other strands in my life, I can sort of earn a living and make ends meet and all the rest of it. So.
What was it like going to Alexandra Palace for the first time as well, driving up the hill to the top and then just looking over London? It's a special place, isn't it?
It's a steep hill. I was knackered by the time I got to the top.
Yeah.
That was great because I'd been there a couple of times. The first time I went was like 2013. I went for a night, and then I went to the world final, Phil Taylor's last game against Rob Cross. So when I refereed it in December last year, really a great 5 days I had up there.
I know they're 2 different organisations, but in terms of World Championship, you've got one on a very low stage and limited crowd to this vast arena,
Yeah.
a stage that is like no one's ever seen. If you haven't been to there before, it's the biggest stage you'll ever see.
Yeah, I didn't realise how high it was. I knew that it was a big stage, like wide, but I didn't realise how high up you are when you're up there. It's like the crowd are like really sort of down there. You're looking down on the crowd, like literally. When you're on stage here in Minehead, it feels like it's a bit more. You're a bit more level with the crowd, like they're a bit of a way back, but it's more level with your eye line. The World Champs, I was just like, like.
Was there more nerves the first time you did Lakeside or the first time you did Alexandra Palace?
Lakeside, yeah, definitely, because that was the very first time I'd kind of been exposed to like huge TV lights and that sort of intensity, if you like, in the atmosphere. When I did the World Champs at Ali Pali, like you're used to that part of it. I was nervous doing Ali Pali for the first time in my own right, but in terms of the stage and in terms of like all the lights and all that part of it, I was used to. So I would probably say Lakeside.
Again, Huw, the fan as well. One, did you have a favourite player growing up? And two, who do you like watching the most now?
I loved. I liked to be. This isn't a cop-out answer. Like I genuinely loved all of the players when I was younger. I guess I had a bit of a soft spot for Dennis Priestley. I guess I did. I love Dennis because just. One of the most popular players of all time, and a legend of the sport. To be honest, I don't think I really have a favourite player today. Like honestly, like all of them are fantastic. I mean, we see the standard that they produce. I mean, even like over the last 2 days alone. Honestly, I think, and darts needs characters. I think there's lots of different characters in the game. Every one of them is just as valid as the other, and they can all be as good as each other on their day as well. I think genuinely, like the top 128, you go to the Pro Tour and stuff, like anyone can beat each other on their day because that's how good they are.
Again, prep for matches as well. Do you look to who's playing in your game? Because players have set ways of going, don't they? Like Rob Cross, 140, he's going 18s and things like that.
Yeah.
But then the other side of the coin, you've got people like Yellow Klassen that switches around the board, can go completely different ways for any given shot. So is that tough to prepare for games?
Yeah, I mean, so some players like they do have set ways, and sometimes you can expect them to go a certain way. But I don't take too much storage on that because if you think, oh, he's going to go for 18s with the last start because he goes for 18s on 66, for example, bang, treble 10 or treble 14. That's where you make the mistake. Yeah. So it's like you have an inkling for it, but you don't take it for as read because you're kind of thinking if he goes another way, then that might throw you, and that's where a mistake can come in. So you don't take too much storage by it.
Again, this weekend, PDC supporting the Rainbow Laces Foundation and cause, again, a great charity work, doing some great work.
Yeah.
Just sum up your involvement in it and how it all came along and the good work it's doing within the sport and the wider community as well.
Yeah, so I had a conversation with the PDC back in 2017, I think, in the summer of 2017. And we decided between us that we would contact Stonewall to see whether we as a sport could get involved in the Rainbow Laces campaign. And I got in touch with Stonewall, spoke to the directors of Stonewall, and that's how darts got involved. Myself and Matt went to a meeting in Wembley for the launch of the Rainbow Laces campaign. That was last year, and that's how darts got involved.
From there, obviously, they've done it again and again, and it's getting more and more exposure now. The PDC banner is the Rainbow Laces, and we see all players wearing the actual Rainbow Laces on their footwear. Yeah. You must be over the moon with the way everyone in the sport has embraced it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they really have, and I just think the darts environment is much better than what it was even 2 years ago. They've all really embraced it, as you say. And like Peter Wright dyeing his hair, for example, that just sent out a message of solidarity and togetherness, and I think that's the most important thing. Whether you're gay, whether you're straight, whether you're bi, whether you're trans, everyone is equal. We're all the same. And no one should be exposed to prejudice or any kind of LGBT phobia.
Other sports can learn a lot from darts as well, the way they've embraced it and the way they've handled it and the way they've promoted it, can't they?
I think so. I think sports still, in general, is one of the last sort of barriers to break down in terms of these kind of things. But we're getting there. We're getting there, and we will get there. But it's all on. it's on the person. I mean, I can stand here now and say all of this, and that's fine. But it's up to every individual in society to take that responsibility and make sure that you're not prejudiced or things like this. I think Megan Rapinoe at the World FIFA Awards probably said it best. She says something like, wouldn't it be great if one day the entire world could basically sort of support and call out any sort of form of prejudice, and hopefully one day we'll get there, and I think we will.
Huw, it's an absolute pleasure taking time out to speak to you, mate. Thank you very much, and we'll see you again.
Cheers, Phil.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.